This week, we are making an adorable keychain charm. I couldn't afford the Switch 2, so I'm settling with my Switch Lite that honestly should probably get a little more love than I give it. I got it during COVID when everyone was obsessed with Animal Crossing, which I still love by the way. I just can't handle the disappointed faces from my villagers whenever I return to my island. I wanted to make a cute charm to put on the outside of the Switch, and since I'm lazy and shaped like a potato, I will be putting that on my Switch. I always tell everyone I'm potato shaped and I'm proud of it because I love me some potatoes. Anyways, I got distracted for a second. My bad, y'all. My bad. I chose a variety of sizes of beads for this piece and decided to go with a white keychain holder. You'll also need these crimp beads and crimp bead covers. There's different kinds. This is just the one that I have on hand, so I'm using these. For these jump rings, I like to buy a few different sizes so I have options depending on the project. I'll be adding more things as I go as I figure out what design I want to go with, but you'll also need some kind of cord to string the beads on. For this project, I used clear stretch cord. You'll need super glue also to glue the crimp beads, and I found these adorable flower beads, so I'm going to add this in as well. I chose to stick with a pink and white color scheme to go with my Sailor Moon case. I used to be obsessed with it growing up, so here we are 20 years later rocking this case. Alright, time to get started. So originally, I was going to use this stretch cord, which was a little thicker than I anticipated. Since I'm using tiny beads, it didn't fit so well, so I had to use a smaller size stretch cord. This one in particular is going to be 0.5 millimeters in size, and it worked perfectly for the size beads that I was using because I'll be putting both sides of the cord into the bead, so it's going to be a tight squeeze, but not too bad once I switch sizes. So first, you're going to bead your first bead through just one side of the cord. This will be the bead that sits at the very end of your design. From there, you just add whatever beads you like, but this time inserting both sides of the cord through the center of the bead, and these will just sit on top of that end bead. It's always better to cut your cord longer just in case you need more room, because you can always cut it down, but you can't add it back if you messed it up. I kind of eyeballed where I wanted the charm to end on my Switch, so you'll need to figure out how long you want it to be for whatever you're gonna put it on. Once you're done adding the beads, you're gonna grab your crimp bead cover and insert both ends of the cord through the bottom of the cover. You'll see a hole at the bottom that you can pull that through. Next, you need to add your crimp bead into the cover, just sliding it straight down, and then you can use pliers to crimp it closed. And for a little extra security, I suggest adding super glue inside that cover to make sure nothing slips out. I forgot to add it to this one, but I'll show you on the other two charms just how to do that. From there, you can just cut the excess cord that's sticking out and you're good to go. I'll just repeat these same steps with the flower charm by using the pearl as my bottom bead and inserting only one side through it. For the rest of the beads, again, I inserted both sides of the cord so that they sit on top of that bottom bead. I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter than the last charm I made so that there's varying lengths, but I love how the flower set came with these pieces already together. Honestly, it made my life so much easier. Here's the crimp bead part where you add the cover first, and then you're gonna insert the crimp bead. Crimp it inside the cover the best you can, and then we're gonna add that super glue. Just be careful not to glue your fingers together, and then close that cover. Cut off any excess cord, and there you have it. Our second charm is done. Finally, we are going to do the last charm using the exact same process as before. The O is going to be my bottom bead, and we're gonna repeat the process one more time. I wasn't sure if I wanted to separate the lazy and potato into two separate pieces, but decided I wanted this one to be the longest charm, so I kept it all together. With the letter kit I bought, it had this cute heart bead, so I used that to separate the two words so it can be read easier. Again, we add the crimp bead cover, add the crimp bead inside, crimp it or close it together, glue, close the cover, and cut the excess. And voila, there you have it. Now we're just gonna add our charms to the keychain holder. I'm using a jump ring to put the charms on. It was easier for me to add all the charms and then attach it to the holder. You'll definitely need pliers to open the ring and close it. Some people use 2 pliers to make it easier on them. I did have an extra set. It is a different type of plier, but it still works. And there you go, a cute little charm for your Switch, phone, or whatever you want to put it on. Now, here is an optional way you can add the charms on. I added an additional jump ring to it. I chose a smaller jump ring on the keychain holder and a larger jump ring to hold the charms. Between these two jump rings, I added a lobster clasp. I attached the bigger jump ring to the bottom of the lobster clasp and just hooked the top of it onto the smaller jump ring. This will allow it to be removable so I can switch out the keychain holder to whatever I want or take it off my switch easier since I don't have, let's say, a dust plug so that it can hang off of. I have other colors for my keychain holders, so I could match it to other items just like this pink version I have. Oh, so cute. I'm so obsessed. It was so easy and it just made my Switch that much cuter. Maybe, just maybe, I'll have to start playing Animal Crossing again. If you are also a fellow lazy potato, definitely give this project a try so we can be lazy potatoes together. Love you guys. Have an amazing weekend.